When people ask me, how did I get into entrepreneurship? It all starts with Mike. I always start off by saying, well, one day I was.
More, much more than this. It was my way.
My mentor, my top mentor, my pops in this business, the one that brought me into this whole entrepreneur world, 26 year in business. And to me, that's such a big thing for me. I even have 96 on my hat in honor of him, because if he never joined into the sales and entrepreneur world, I don't know where I would be right now, to be honest with you. And it inspired me to come back to where it all started. So this is how it all started. I was doing construction. I hated construction, man, but I started doing construction. My brother owned a construction company, and we were going around to different places. I was putting the sheetrock. Well, I was lifting the sheetrock. I wasn't putting the sheetrock up. I was putting the installations on the wall, which was so itchy. I was painting. I chose to be a painter because I wanted to make a little bit more money. But the truth is, I was really a typical 9 to 5 person. I knew I wanted to make money because I was in school for marketing management, and I was going to school for. I was in school for marketing management, but I thought I wanted to be a teacher or do business. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And there was a girl that I liked, and I wanted to, of course, try to, see if I could provide for her. So I was doing construction, and I was working in one of these houses over here. Can't remember the exact house. But me and my boy was working here, and I was leaving here, jumping on the train a few blocks up, going to school. And literally, we will come, and it will be a consistent thing that we do all the time. I will be over here, I will be painting. We were miserable because we weren't really getting paid too much money, right? Like, I will walk to get food, and while I'm walking, I would just always see and hear these guys that was just always so excited. They were just motivated. They were high-fiving each other. Now picture, like, I was in full construction. I'm talking about paint all over, shoes. I'm dusty, you know what I mean, and looking a little, whatever. But these guys, man, they were in shirt and ties. They were, looking good with their suits on. They were high-fiving. I was so curious about that because I've never seen. Let's let this guy go. And we're back. So this is actually pretty good, man. This guy's hustling right here. This is actually a hustler. All right, you gotta recruit guys like that. All right. Number one, he took a job that is gonna pay him to throw these things there, and he's making his job easier. Right? He ain't walking, he ain't bicycling. He's got his motorcycle. He's like, oh, let's just fling it. So these guys, they were excited. They were high-fiving each other all the time, and we used to walk by them, and they would try to recruit us. And I was a little bougie at the time, right? So I was just there like, I'm good, man, I'm good, And my boy was probably a little bit more enticed because he wasn't making no money either. He was like, I ain't trying to do construction. And he had a little bit more of an entrepreneur mind than me. No, a lot more, actually. He was reading certain things and doing real estate. And we would literally consistently, every single day, it's almost like we got used to the faces. They will be standing literally right over here. Let me show you guys. Right in the sidewalk over here. And they would just have their huddles. And they would just be like high-fiving each other right here. Like, picture that. Picture you going to work and these guys are just high-fiving each other, ready to go to work. I'd never seen nothing like that. And this is actually where the office was. This is actually where the office was. Crazy. Right through these doors right here is a basement. Right? So they had a whole, like right here, they had the whole TOP marketing group. Right? TOP marketing group. You go down, you make your left, go right to the basement. These guys, they spruced this thing up amazingly. And I'll talk about that experience in a second. But these guys, they were out here so motivated. And I was looking at them like, this is some rinky-dink marketing company. Like, oh, look at you guys, you know what I mean? Because marketing to me was like Mad Men, right? You know, like Madison, shirt and tie, briefcase, cubicle office. But we're in Queens, and you're not thinking that a company in a basement is doing millions and millions of dollars. So we would come and they would say, hey man, they would high five us eventually. You know what I mean? Hey, you guys getting food right now, getting pizza? And we'll say, yeah, going. So literally one particular day, me and my boy, we were super frustrated. Like we were frustrated, we didn't know what to do. And we were trying to figure out what our next steps were. Now, this was the first time that I was actually a little curious about what these guys are doing. And, you know, so I started saying, all right, you know what? If I see them, I'm going to try to get a little bit more information about what they're doing. And we came to this pizza store. So this pizza store right here is where it all got started. Like, we used to come here all the time, eating pizza, super miserable. They're on their way to the field. So as they're going to the field, they will stop in here real quick for pizza, right? This particular day, it was not like a lot of them. It was like probably like 8 of them or something like that. We came in and we went to order pizza like we normally do. And me and my boy, I was sitting right here. This is where I was sitting. I was sitting right here. And I was sitting here, my boy's sitting here. We was in our construction clothes, right? And while we're sitting here eating, these guys are all over here on these seats right here. Like they are chilling, they high-fiving, they doing all this like, you know, and I'm just sitting over there, I'm sitting over here looking at them like, what the hell is going on? So this guy named John, he came over to me and he was like, hey man, you know, so, you know, you guys looking for work? And I was like, so tell me what you guys do. And he was like, oh no, we do marketing sales, but you know, he was so new, right? So, and I wanted to try to be smart. So I was trying to ask him questions of things I learned in school. And he was like, listen man, listen, if you really want to know about marketing and sales, he pointed right there. This is where Mike was sitting. Mike was probably like 28, like 27, 28 years old at this time. Mike was sitting right here. He pointed over here and said, go talk to that guy right there, right? So instantly I was like, all right, cool, bet, right? So literally everybody rushed out to the field. Mike walked over to go pay for everybody's pizza. And as I'm sitting down here, I called him over and I said, hey Mike, you know, come by. Well, I didn't say, hey Mike, I didn't know his name. I said, hey, come. So he came over and he was like, what's going on guys? How's everything going? I said, yeah, no, they told me to hit you up if, you know, we want to learn more about marketing. He said, you want to know more about marketing? All right, come with me. So we literally ate our pizza, we got up, and we said, all right, cool, let's go. So we walked back around the corner to the office. And now, let me tell you about the office. We walked in, basement office. We are sitting, we're walking downstairs. There's a big old rhino at the bottom of the stairs. Like this huge rhino, right? Big rhino statue. We turned the corner. These Negroes hooked this place all the way up. Like, it's like they had, I forgot it was marble, I don't know, man. The desk was nice. You know, Kevin's very particular with certain things, right? So the desk was nice, everything like that. We were in our construction clothes. You know, my boy Carlos was there. They probably looked at us like, who are these guys you bringing in here, right? And we went in here, we sat down, Mike sat down, and the first thing that he did, y'all remember this, he showed me a check for $42,000 that he made in a week. Put it right in my hands. And literally at that moment, I realized, oh snap, I'm doing something off. Actually, not only am I doing something off, I think we all doing something terribly off. Because I'm in Richmond, I think it's Richmond. I'm in Richmond Heights or Hills or whatever this is. This guy got a basement off and he just made $42,000 in a week. People don't even make that in a year. And keep in mind, guys, this is 2005. How much would that be now? That might be almost up to 60,000 at this time. right? So for me, from that day on, my life was never the same from that day on. He literally spent about 3 to 4 hours with us that day, down here in this basement right here. This is the birthplace. This is where it all started. He spent 3 to 4 hours training and teaching us on money principles, asking us a lot of questions. If I gave y'all $1,000, what would you do with it? Rat race teaching, which y'all hear me do a lot now. He did a lot. He put CDs in our hands, CDs back in the days, right? He put Robert Kiyosaki CDs in our hands. He would put manuals in our hands. I just met this guy. We were leaving out with so many different CDs to listen to, audiobooks. You can only tell this was our lunch break. We never, ever went back to that house again. I called my brother, I was like, oh, man, sorry, man. Can't really do it. I don't know if I can do this, man. We went home and we were so motivated as hell. And this is where it all started. Mike, listen, I want to thank you, man. You took a 19-year-old kid, seriously, I mean this so heartily. You took a 19-year-old kid and you invested your life in making sure that I'm a better person. And I'm forever indebted to you. I'm forever loyal to you. If nobody else got your back, I got your back. Because what you did down here, and it's with so many of the stories that I could talk about, so many of the times when you wanted to give up and, you know what I mean, but you still just was on us to become a better business person and a better man. Not just a business person. Some of y'all don't know, like, he was training us how to be a better man. He was telling us to fix our voicemails and make sure that it's clean, it's neat. He taught us how to shake hands properly, and he was training us how to be a better man. And I'm grateful for you. I love you. Thank you. Listen, I hope you guys are smart. Listen, if you guys don't understand the theme of this, there's a couple things that you guys need to understand. Number one, grab a mentor. Because from that day on, he was my mentor. From that day on, that's why I call him the Pops. He's my Pops in this business. That's the reason why, how can I ever leave my Pops? You don't leave Pops. You don't leave the person that put you on. He put me on. So if y'all think I'm smart, oh, John, you're wise. Oh, you're smart. Guys, I'm wise and smart because he put me on. I sat down and spent hours and hours and hours of my life being his student, making sure that I listened to what he got going on. I still do that today. I was on the phone with him for like 45 minutes to an hour last night. This is years later, this is 2022, and I still make sure that I'm a student with him. I still make sure that I go and I seek knowledge from him. So that's the first thing. Be a student, grab a mentor, be a student. Or grab a mentor and what? Shut up, right? And the second thing that I would say is loyalty. Loyalty. You gotta be loyal. Because the thing that I realize about this crazy, janky industry I'm in, it's a lot of craziness. We'll talk about it on our podcast. We're gonna do a direct sales podcast to talk about the jankiness of our industry. The positives, I gotta talk about some of the jankiness. But the truth is, this is the #1 industry that you can produce a lot of money very fast. Just like that. My man was just rebuilding his whole business here. He lost almost 100-something guys. Who am I to think I can't lose people? And my mentor just lost 100-something people and had to pick himself up, take 6 people that he had to come to this basement office right here, from Manhattan to the basement, and built TOP Marketing Group right from this place right here. Everything that y'all see from TOP all over the place started right here. This is where it started. I came in, it was only like 8, 9 of them Negroes. It was 8, 9 of them. But they were gunning, they were hungry. They built it. I watched this guy build himself to now on pace to doing God knows how much millions and millions of dollars a year, you know what I mean, starting multiple different businesses, you know what I mean. I am loyal to that guy. I'm loyal to him, and there's nothing that he could say to me or do to me to make me not loyal to that guy. Like, there's nothing he could say or do. Like, I am loyal to him. Even if we don't talk, we could not talk for the rest of my life, I'm loyal to him. I will always make sure that he's good. I will always make sure that he eats off of me. Because whoever else is gonna respect me and love me is because of what he trained right here in Queens. Took a 19-year-old kid that was a lot skinnier than I am now, and made me the man I am today. So, thank you, Mike. Appreciate you. Love you.
The record shows I took the blows and did it